Hello again. Thank you very much for joining us. Let's now put on our legal one of the things we should be advocating for in these times, and is it really necessary? Chamber today takes a look at the issue of paternity leave.
Keeping up with the wave of gender equality that is sweeping across the globe, in 2013, fathers in Ghana were introduced to paternity leave just as their female counterparts. This was part of a memorandum attached to a bill entitled the Labour Amendment Act 2013, which aims at amending the Labour Act 2003 Act 615 with a view to further provide for maternity leave and grant paternity leave. Under the Act, male employees were entitled to paternity leave after the birth of children for a period of 5 working days after producing a medical certificate issued by a medical practitioner or midwife. Additionally, a male worker on paternity leave is entitled to be paid his full remuneration. Article 17 of our Constitution provides that all persons shall be equal before the law and that a person shall not be discriminated against on grounds inter alia of gender. New mothers are entitled to some 12 weeks maternity leave. Is it fair then that fathers are entitled to just 5 working day leave at the birth of a new child?
Okay, so to throw more legal light on whether or not it is necessary for men to also be giving leave, or what is referred to as paternity leave, we want to discuss that issue with Eric Delano Alipo. He is a legal practitioner. Good morning, sir, and thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you very much. How are you doing today?
Very well, thank you. I'm sure it's because of the traffic in town that you are unable to join us in studio.
Actually, I wasn't informed earlier. I'm just a last-minute substitute for someone who is stuck in traffic.
Okay. All right. The issue of paternity leave has come up for discussion severally, both in the media and in public circles. First of all, to start with, what is leave, and what does the Constitution say about leave, or how should leave, or is leave defined?
To start with, as I indicated earlier, I'm just a last-minute substitute for somebody else, and so I didn't do any thorough research on the topic. I just agreed to come in and talk generally about the issue. But I think that the Labour Act and the Constitution, the Labour Act flow from the Constitution, as I said to you yesterday, that all the laws flow from the Constitution. They have to be consistent with the Constitution. The Labour Act allowed workers certain number of days after working for a certain period, about a year or so. They are entitled to a certain number of days to take their leave. And the leave is like a vacation for them to rest and refresh themselves and come back to work. So that is what leave is meant to do.
And based on that definition, we can tell that then maternity leave would have to do with a mother being given days off to take care of herself, deliver, stay some time with the baby, and then return to work, I presume.
Exactly so, as the maternity describes that leave, so that's the qualification for that particular leave. Because when mothers have children, they need time to be able to nurse the children, to take care of the children, and they can't do that while they are still attending work. And so they give them special dispensation, they give them time to have time and take care of the children, nurse them to grow up. So that is what maternity leave is all about.
Okay. Then, in this same line, what then would be the definition for a paternity leave?
I think paternity leave is becoming a topic only because of this equality thing, which some of us are not too enthused about. But fathers also think that because they are fathers and they do have their wives or their nursing mothers and bringing out the children, so they think that they should also be entitled to a certain number of days in order to be able to help in the house or help to bring up the children. That is how the paternity leave argument started. I am not too sure about the provision of the law. I believe you have done some work on it, and looking at your narration, you have said something about fathers males given 5 days to go on leave and help their spouses. So I think it is because men have argued that they also need some time. In any case, they have been helping already in the home. They've been helping their wives take care of the children. So they also ask for a certain number of days. And that is how come if the law is there, which I have not looked at to know the detailed provisions of the law, it is because of this argument and this advocacy. That is why they have given men also a certain number of days to be able to help their spouses.
Right, but not necessarily taking the law into perspective, but from where you stand as a father, as a man, do you think that the kind of work we do in terms of helping our wives at home or those who are married needs some number of days off work?
I think so. I think so, generally. You see, the argument also is that the women argue that even the men, when they give them time, they wouldn't spend the time helping them very much. I have heard that before, and it's all over the place because they go out to do their own thing. So, but I do think that as long as they help in the home, and in some homes, the couple, they are alone. There's just the wife and the husband, and there's nobody living with them. And so in that case, then the man, they have to do more to help the woman take care of the child. So yeah, I think it's legitimate for the men to be given some number of days to help their wife. As to the particular number, I'm not too sure, because I also know that you are talking about the men having only 5 days to do that, and the question is whether 5 days now. I don't know. I'm not too sure about that. I haven't done it for that. The men cannot get as many days as the women because we all know taking care of babies is the women that do the most.
Exactly. So, right. And then finally, before you take leave of us, would you advocate that at least every company or every institution finds a way of inculcating this in their company policy, that when someone is legally married and his wife, delivers, he should be given some days off? Is this something you would advocate for?
Well, if the law is there, then it will not depend on my advocacy at all. If the law is there that the men should be given that dispensation, then the company, then everybody has to comply with that because the law is there. But if the law is not there, then the individual company will decide as to whether they have to do that. And I am saying that generally there's nothing wrong with giving some number of days to men also to support their spouses in taking care of babies. So that would be my position. But I have to indicate that if the law is there, if the Labour Act has been amended and provides certain number of days for men, then no company can say that, well, I don't want to comply with that, so they will have to adjust their policy quickly to adapt to the new position of the law.
All right, we are grateful for your time, Eric Delano Alipo. He is a legal practitioner and then also the executive director of the Help Law Ghana, a law firm. Thank you very much once again. Okay, so there you have it, what the laws have to say about it, and then also whether your company has paternity leave in its policy or not. But there's an issue that is still unfolding. I'm sure in the coming days you will be able to tell and then probably write to your directors that you need some days off if you're... I'm looking forward to that one day.